Hi guys and welcome to my channel Pratham Diaries. Today I wanted to talk to you about a different topic on Power BI. This is something which I've been thinking. So I had a discussion with my colleague few weeks back, and we were looking at one sort of data that we wanted to interpret. So it was basically area, and with the area, it had data around years and the satisfaction scores. So we wanted to see how we can visualize this data in a different format. So the whole idea here was how we can get this data into Power BI and what we can do with this. So opening up Power BI desktop to get this data in. So let's see how it will work. So though I would say stay back if you want to understand more on Power BI. I'm going to do more videos. I'm planning to do a master course as well, so you can continue to learn more, and this is all free of cost, since also it's also on YouTube. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can also obviously work out sessions, so that should be fine. So last but not the least, let's kind of go to the system and import the data in. So this is the data I was talking about. So the sample data. So before we load the sample data in, what we can do is we can load the data as is. So as is, I'm going to load the data. The only transformation I'm going to do on this for now is just to use first row as headers, and and use this. So this is what the data the stakeholder had, and we were like, okay, this is not going to make much sense in terms of design. So what we should do with this? So we first, as usual, we kind of look at the data. So we knew the data. So here I'm not going to spend time in telling you what you can do on understanding data, but just load the data in, and maybe we create a standard visual with the area and sum of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now it is not going to look good, because you have to give a area slicer, and then based on the area slicer, whatever slicer the person will select, you will able to see the data here. Again, sum of that can be changed, but still it is not. I can compare two areas with one another or each other, it's fine, but still it is not going to make much of a difference. You can't what we can do is most probably change it to horizontal bar graph. That we can do. We can't use a scatter plot, because scatter plot is not going to make much of a difference here, nor pie chart, or maybe not even a tree map. Here only thing we'll see is, okay, this is how they are matching with each other. So even if I take this out, so and just keep everything, this data is not that kind of it's good, but again, I might, yeah, if it will only work if I do 3-4 analysis and then see which is what, and then I will be able to see, okay, 12 area is higher than this. But again, I am not able to interpret everything together. So generally, because such kind of data is there, maybe we can look at transforming this. So transforming this, again, not a big deal. So we can take this area and maybe unpivot everything. So I do unpivot columns, unpivot other columns, and I'll get a year, and then I get the score. For example, I have the score here. Okay. Now even after doing this, it is not going to make much of a difference. So the whole idea was, this is going to break definitely if we remove this and we add a new visual. And same, we have the area, year, and score, and we bring the area into legend. Still very difficult to keep a track or handle what's going on. Only thing you can do is compare it side by side like this, for every individual year. So this is one of the ways you can represent the data. But again, I am not able to compare this. So if I want to do two countries, so I'll have to select 3, 4, 5 like this. Then it is difficult again for me to see, okay, yellow is Camden, okay, this is how it is. So one way of interpreting data is this way. But what we wanted to come across with, we wanted to see everything at once, and then see, okay, if we select 1 year, what is happening across that year, across all. So that becomes tricky. So what we thought about is using matrix visual. So with the matrix visual, you are able to see all the areas here, everything, either this way, or you kind of take this year into the column, and then year into the rows, and area into rows, and year into column. So this is also another way of interpreting. But this was, again, I don't get the score. So I have the scores here, but again, it is difficult for me to identify what the scores are what you can do is, I can set up a conditional formatting to say, give me the scores which are, above 80 and that will be highlighted. That is fine. But we wanted to do something different. So here what we tried to do was, we tried to see how we can, we tried to use icons. So I'll show you how we did this. So I kept this. I took out the sum of score and I used the sum of score into the pane here, onto the columns. And since the sum of score was here, so we just re-change this file and set this to custom, and around maybe 1500 would fit in, I feel. And here we wanted to see against the score how years are performing, which year which had the score. So the ask was about, they wanted to see against every score which year it was higher, lower. So that other visual that we showed, that we did, like here, year score. And if I do a visual here, and if I add the year here, so it is not going to make much of a difference unless you apply a filter. But we wanted to show something which is straightforward. So what we did here was, we thought about creating a custom column. So 2 custom columns I created. So instead of, I would say, a conditional column, so I created a conditional column here, and I wanted to use some sort of icon. So I say this is as icon, and with the icon I say, okay, I have 6 years, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and did a year, and then if I say this is 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023. And I say, okay, now what should we do here? How should we bring in the icon? So for that we use the emoji. So emoji has that Unicode characters. So I say 2018 is, I would not use the red because it portrays the wrong picture. So I have 6 icons. So I used Amber. Then 2019, similar, you can use the icon here as yellow. Then 2020, we use this icon as green. Then 2021, blue. Then 2022, purple. And then 2023, brown. You can also use the boxes depending on whatever you like, and click OK. So we have the icons here. And what I also did was, I also created a custom column, a column from examples based on the selection of the score. So column from example from selection, what I did was, on this selection, sorry, not on this, on the score selection, you can do a cancel quickly, and column from examples from the selection of score, I just said, okay, give me if 65 is there, so it should be 60 to 70, and I gave this a range, so 60, 70, 70 to 80, and I created this column, simple. And we have the range and we have the icons. Now I have more data to play around with. So what we did here was applying the changes, and the flows loaded in. And here now, because we now have the icon and the ranges, I can use it in a more better fashion. So instead of in the values, I put in the icon. So with the icon, see, it gives me all the icons as per the years. Okay, so I'll take out the subtotals, I don't need them. The subtotals also off. And what we can do is values, because it is just icons, so I can change the size and I can fit this easily here. So this way I'm able to interpret my data, which year which the score was. Here what we can do is take out the column headers, don't need the column headers in this. Text, I can make it white, and I can hide the column headers, I don't need because I already have the area in here. And row headers, we can make it bold, and in this way you are able to see what that particular year is. Now the idea is, here you have the year, but you don't know what the score is, what is it. So you can create a new page. So we will create a tooltip page here. So let's check my recording. Yes, and tooltip page we can create. I can do a page information, keep this to a tooltip. I would rather make it custom, and on the custom page I would say I don't want this much. I would say 100 by 100, and I want to use it as a tooltip, simple. So here I would say not 100, I will keep it 200 by 200. 300 is too small, and I would say 300, and 150 by 300 looks fine. And here I can put in the scores. So I will create a KPI card and I'll put in the score. And I don't want the labels here. I will turn the label off, and call out value also, instead of 45 I'll make it 50. This is fine. I can do a category score, in fact. Category label as the score, and I can change this to 9. I can increase this score, and I can do a first area that we're looking at, and we can do a area. Outdoor area, and also if you want we can do a year and put in the year here. So in this way the whole idea is I can reduce the score and I can keep in the year here, and I can put this as the action, and instead of sum of score I can put in score. Here would be here, and you can then, this is a tooltip, so I can come to this tab, go to tooltip page and enable the tooltips, and I would say report page is page 3. Now in this way, once I hover over the visual, I'm able to see what is the area, what is the score for that year. This is one way we can do, but if I want to see for that year, I want to see what is the trend. Okay, so we can also, instead of this, we can add a trend line to tooltip visual. So what the other thing that I wanted to show was, instead of this, I am also using matrix table once more, and I'm going to use the year and the icon into my columns. So year and the icon, I'll use it in columns, and I can drill it down, so I get a table here with the icons and this. So here I can definitely use this as a slicer. I'll hover over it, and this is going to be, I'll change the bandings of the colors here on this table, so that it looks neat. So I'll do a style presets, default to none, come back to the column headers, change this to white, come to my row headers, and I'll do not the row headers, sorry, the values, and on the values I do a alternate background as light gray, F9, this looks fine. And here we can have a tooltip, and then if I just want to add a text, I'll add a text here. Area satisfaction over years. Take this, make this bold, bold, and make this here, and then maybe kind of apply a canvas background. I should have a few downloads. Fill, less transparency, and I can take out the background colors, format, general, effects, background off, and on this also background off, and on this also background off, and this background off, and here this is white, so I can do a column headers and color, text color, more colors, So basically the idea is we can keep this, and if you don't want to use a background, in this case I might not like it, so we can do canvas background and create this. So in this way you can hide this. So you have this area satisfaction over here, so you get the score. If you want to look at the year over time, you can see 2023 which the score was. Now one more thing that came into my mind here was this is good. Let's duplicate this page. I thought I just wanted to show that whenever there is a high score, it should mark it as green. So this is very easy. Basically we can use conditional formatting, and we can say first icon I do a background color, and if I say if my rules is if I do a gradient, but icon is not going to make. If I say give me score, and I do a highest value of this as maximum is green, and I do a lowest value as red, add a middle color and put this as amber, then see this is all red. Now the idea behind that is don't format, and we look at this. Now again this is not the right way because everything is red. If you look at this is all red. Instead of sum we can do a average of score and do a score, because this is all individual records. So if you look at this data now, here you will have all the greens on the right and all the reds on the left, and middle ones are amber. So if you want to look at 2023 for example, you will see okay, this is how my interpretation scores are. This is one way. Other way you can also do is we can get rid of these colors. You don't want the score for values as first icon. We can use the same icon, maybe a blank white icon. So what I can do here is maybe on this page only, let's do one more thing, that I create a conditional column. So just for the time being, so I kind of use this, and I kind of let's do one thing. We can add a new column, new conditional column after this only. Same. So we can do icon 2, and I would say here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. Same. 2018, 2019, 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023, and then I would say I take just one icon that I like. Any of this I can take this. Just take this for now. Yeah, I can take this now for now, and I use this everywhere. I do OK, and I use this icon 2. I say close apply, and instead of the icon 1 I can do icon 2, and here I can first icon, I would say first icon 2, and same thing, I come here on the cell elements, and I would say give me specific column. I can go to first icon and cell elements, and I can go to first icon, turn the background color on, and I can say gradient, and I would say sum, I would say score. I don't want to take sum, I'll take average. Format, don't format, add a middle value, come here and take green. Okay, middle one, come here and take amber, and the lowest one can take red, and apply. So in this way also, and then because that it's white, so that column values banding that I have given, I I don't want, I would reset this. I don't want the background, simple. It's okay, I'll do a specific column again. Sorry, I will do a cell elements again on this, background color on, gradient sun, my mistake, but we all are learning. So we can do this fashion. So I can come here and do paper again, and I can come again, do red here and click OK. And then one thing, don't format. And this is another way you can interpret the data. So this is, you can interpret by score, and this is how you can interpret by your years. So we can add a switch also, like switch page. We can bring this to the same page here. Even if I select 2023 here, I'll be able to see the same scores instead of the icons, which are the green ones. Green ones are they have a good score, red ones have a low score, and amber ones, they don't have a score. So in this way, basically you can create from the matrix fusion, you can create a different set of visualization. So I kind of liked it. We tried it, and we loved it, the way it was interpreting the data. So it's really nice. So I would want you guys to try this. Let me know your comments or feedback in terms of how, what more do you want to see. I'm also trying to work on certain templates that I want to create as for learning. So if you would really like this video, please, I would recommend you go and hit the subscribe button. Let me know what content do you want, and we can then definitely go and work out on more things. I just want to get honest feedback. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys have a very good weekend ahead. Thanks. Bye.